What's this first week at camp been like? It seems like the energy level, maybe the efficiency level, the fun level is just higher than the last couple of years. What do you attribute that to?
Yeah, I think we feel that too. Not having the full OTAs, I think guys are really ready to get going again, and just excitement for being back in football. We know how close we were last year, so to be back here with our whole team, playing at a high level. We're healthy for the most part. Today was our first day in pads, so I think you guys felt that energy today, and overall it's been a great week.
Was it third year with Matt,
Mm-hmm.
and then Aaron walking through the door? Does that also add to it?
Yeah, I think so. You feel his presence just as his teammate. You enjoy having him around, just having a conversation with him. You feel his presence. So, and then also competing against them, you know that it's one of, if not the best offense in the NFL. So it raises the level all around of our team.
From a defensive lineman's perspective, someone who goes against him in practice, what's the difference between a really good left guard and a left guard that can kick out the left tackle the way that Elgton does?
That's a great point. Elton's been really impressive so far at left tackle. You see him today, holding his own and competing against Preston. We know how powerful he is in the inside, so to see him really display, his feet and athleticism on the outside, that's been really impressive. Just watching him do that this week.
Tell those guys are capable of that even when they're at guard, just by their feet and their athleticism, or do you have to actually see them on the?
I think you got to see it, really. The game happens a lot quicker inside, a lot more short sets, a lot more power in general, but those tackles are really on an island out there at tackle, so to see him really do well in just a quick span has been impressive.
What's been your experience with defensive coordinator Joe Barry so far? We keep hearing about his energy level.
Yeah, energy's great. You guys know that, I'm sure. Just seeing him out there. The thing that I've been impressed with is that for our run defense, he's very, very detailed in what he wants. He makes sure to make a point to everybody, their responsibility, their role, and if a run hits on us, why it happened. So it's a very sound defense, and I think Coach Joe B brings some great new concepts to our team.
What's the biggest adjustment for you being just learning the new system and figuring it out? What's it like?
Yeah, a lot is terminology, base 3-4 defense, a lot of sub-package stuff. But the biggest thing is just kind of what Joe Barry wants, the things he emphasizes each day, running to the football, the swarm to the football, playing, killing blocks, those things. So I don't think it changes too much. I think a lot of that is pretty similar of how we play with Coach Montgomery and what he preaches and just kind of carrying that over. But overall, having him as our leader, I think, has been great.
When I asked Matt LaFleur at the end of the season presser about defense in general in those last couple of games, he said it was not motivation, it was communication.
Yeah.
And it seems like that's what he's made at the top of it.
Yeah.
Things to emphasize. Are you feeling that? How's that changing?
No doubt about it. I think Coach Joe B is a great communicator. That jumps off right away. And with Zoom meetings, our very first team meeting, as we've said, he's very high energy. And I think that translates to the field. When you have that kind of mentality, guys just play fast. We have fun out there. And, we want to keep that going, what we have.
Hey, Dean, when you look back to last season, was there anything specifically for you that kind of clicked in that second half of the season that you were able to kind of get on that run that you did?
I think just trusting my technique, honestly. Just, now I've going into 6 years, I've seen quite a bit of game experience. So just trusting that, feeling better. I kind of a little banged up, first few games of the year, but overall just playing fast, having confidence and just kind of going with it.
Dean, are there any aspects of this defense that fit you particularly well, that you feel?
Yeah, I won't get too much into specifics, but I think it does fit me really well. I think one of my strengths is that I am versatile, so lining up at 3 technique or 5 or 6 technique, just different matchups. I think Coach Joe Barry, he knows our personnel, so he knows how to get guys lined up to where they're going to be effective. So I'm excited about it, and I think we're going to see it, obviously in the games.
There was a play in practice, I think it was 2 practices ago, where I think you ran with Summers, and you looked like you would have a sack on Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those where you set something up for another guy to get the sack.
Yeah.
Go back last year, there's a number of those types of games that you played with Kenny, where Kenny's making a tackle or a sack, and you're kind of set up. Do you take pride in that? That's not something that gets on a stat sheet.
Mm-hmm.
It gets talked about on Sports Center, but it's pretty damn cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially later on in the year, there are a number of plays where I had great pocket push, and the quarterback stepped up or was flushed out, and somebody else made the play. So, like your point there, I think me and Kenny now being teammates for 6 years, I think we work together really well. And there's certain times where he'll make a move and I'll cover for him, or I'll push the pocket really well and he'll read out of that and make a play. And that was apparent a few times, like in the Rams games and in the Bucs game too. So we got to keep that going. That comes with game experience, but that's something that we've really worked on and developed over the years.
Dean, we've talked a lot about Joe Barry's energy with everybody that's come through here. How does that translate, though, into being a better defense? I mean, you guys did improve under Mike last year from 2 years ago. You know, the energy is all we have to work off of right now until you guys start playing games. But how do you see that, or how do you envision that impacting how you guys perform?
Yeah, I think still building off of the second half of last year, I thought our defense was playing at a high level for most of that year, especially in the second half. That last game was not the outcome that we wanted to be, but I think you combine that with what Coach Joe B does bring to the table. Obviously, you guys know his energy, but then some of the new concepts that he brings to our defense we think are different and we think are going to present challenges for the offense.
Dean, going back to Kenny for a second, you know, you guys have actually been together now for 5 years. I think you might be the 2 longest tenured people on defense.
Yeah,
I mean,
we are.
Does that ever hit you at all? Have you guys ever talked about that much, or is it just sort of?
Yeah, we do from time to time. You can't think about it too much, honestly. It's every day is a new day, every year is a new year. But I've been blessed to play with Kenny. Obviously, I mean, he's just very humble. Like Kenny genuinely loves playing this game, and so to have someone like that next to you every day makes our D line and team better.
Dean, I saw on Twitter that you were laughing about you have a locker room near Kenny and MVS. What are those interactions like in the locker room?
Yeah, it's funny. You know, with Kenny and MVS going back and forth, they're different positions, different body types, so it's kind of like the root of their joke usually. So it's just, I'm more of a quieter guy, more reserved guy, so I'm just kind of on the side just laughing at, you know, Kenny and MVS going back and forth. But that's one of the things that you miss in the offseason is just the camaraderie in the locker room, and Kenny and MVS are fun guys to be around.
Dean, what was sort of the reaction there where you see TJ, you know, being able to get that pick, and then obviously a guy that's, you know, 335 pounds, whatever he is, kind of running the opposite direction?
He had a great day. Even in the defensive meeting, he was dunking in flip-flops actually in our team meeting room. So it was kind of funny, and then he brought it to the practice. So he's had some good days, and he's someone that, you know, definitely passes the eye test, and he moves very well. So it was fun to see him make a big play today.
Anything else from in the room? Okay, Sarah, let's go to Zoom.
All right, just one in here, Bill Huber.
You know, it's a perfect segue. I know it's really early, it's first day in pads and all that, but what could TJ add to your run defense?
Well, the first thing is his size. He's the biggest guy in our room, and then you see him in individual periods. He's got some explosiveness too, so he has that great combination. So for him now, it's just working on technique and just, you know, being consistent day in, day out. And it's tough for a young guy, especially playing a very physical position. But you know, I think he's on his way.